What's happening? It's your boy AD, man. Right now, you watching the Talk That Talk podcast. Yep.
Man, what's good? Welcome back to another episode of Talk That Talk. I am one of your hosts, Reese.
It's your boy Jay Cook. It's your boy Big Fast, man.
And look, I'm gonna give this man an introduction right here because we go a few years back because when I started music, I had a manager, and we'll get more into it. But basically, I got a feature from him.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna find the song because it's somewhere in my notes.
You got to.
Buried, but
it's a must.
I never dropped it.
I gotta pop it up for here. It was a nice record. It was a nice record. But welcome AD to the podcast, man.
Yes,
I appreciate you pulling up.
Thank you for coming.
This is actually Fads and Justice's first time meeting him, but we've ran into each other multiple times in the city when I lived out here. But let's start off with basically, like, if someone were to ask you, if you could sum up basically what you do for the people that don't know.
I hear this all the time now, you feel me?
Yeah.
Now I just say all around entertainer, rapper, actor, podcaster. You know what I'm saying? Hit of the first night, never broadcaster. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's the slogan.
You name it, he doing it, man.
Yeah, man. There's no ceilings, man. I don't put myself in no lane, and people like. They put their own insecurities on shit, and they're afraid to sit there and try to reach different heights and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm living proof, and even just showing people like you could do multiple things and be good at that shit. Don't let nobody put you in a box with nothing.
Yeah, they try. That's how I feel like a lot of it is, man. It's like when people get into a lane, they try to stick with that lane and they don't try to diverse into anything else. But I feel like if you could have a little bit of time in here, a little bit of time in here, a little bit of time in here. One thing is bound to blow up, and then when that one thing blows up, it's more than likely the other shit that you got going on is gonna blow up too.
Definitely. So acting is something new for you. So
kinda.
I would say you just got in a huge movie, House Party.
I haven't watched it yet. I want to watch it.
Yeah, I got a small cameo in there, but I also got a song in there too.
Swear.
So like right after, so it was like a double. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So how do you go about like trying to? Is it all about connections? Is it all about just auditioning?
Bro, it's crazy because a lot of people tell me, bro, like, listen, I ain't the most religious person, but I believe in God. I move by faith, and like. Yeah. Everything, almost every single thing people know me for, like it may seem, it's lucky or a coincidence. It wasn't coincidence. It was, preordained for that to happen. So my first acting role, I'm in a Lil Dicky TV show, Dave.
Okay.
So I'm in 2 episodes in season 1.
That shit was fire. I actually watched it.
Yeah. So
that's funny as fuck.
And like I didn't never have. Like I wanted to be like, everybody want to say I want to be an actor. I want to be a rapper, but like I didn't do anything to put myself in the room to start acting and doing anything like that.
You never took no classes or nothing like that?
I mean, when I went to community college, it was one of the courses, but I didn't give a fuck about that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never was like, I'm going to be an actor and I want to do this. Like, no.
What's up, you guys? We just want to give a very big shout out to today's video sponsor, and that is Surfshark VPN. Make some noise, everybody. This gonna bite you like a shark. So Surfshark VPN is an app or browser extension that lets you place your laptop or device anywhere in the world. So that means that you get to use your laptop as if you are actually in that country. So that means if you guys are like me and you love watching movies on Netflix, but your laptop will not allow you to access certain shows or movies because of your location, things are about to change. So for example, if I wanted to watch Friends, but the version that's in the UK, all I have to do is go to my Surfshark VPN, switch my location to the United Kingdom, and voila, we're in there like swimwear, baby. Another crazy thing that I love about Surfshark VPN is it does not keep any logs or information of yours. Whatever you're browsing on the internet, you're perfectly safe because none of your information is being tracked. So for all you people out there that's searching some stuff up that you might not want people to know about, you need to get Surfshark VPN. Also, another crazy thing is that Surfshark's clean web software blocks ads, trackers, malware, and phishing attempts, allowing you to surf the web very safely. So if you guys are excited to be living virtually in any country that you pick, we want you guys to head over to the link down in the description below. Make sure you guys enter in our code TALKTHATTALK for 83% off plus 3 extra months for free. Like, who doesn't love free stuff? Surfshark also offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk to try it out at all. So once again, thanks to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video. Make sure you guys go ahead down, click that, use our code, sign up, and I want to see y'all watching movies in France, just like Jay Cook is. Let's get it. We out this thing. Oh, mama!
I feel like the best actors in movies is when it comes natural, and it's actors that didn't have to take classes and shit like that, and it really blows your mind. Like I was for some reason like a couple months ago, I was looking up like how many actors actually go to acting or started off going to acting classes, because obviously now like when it's your job, you want to get better at it and shit like that, so you go to classes. But like the people that just got a role just right off of just I'm gonna study this in my room. I feel like that makes the best actors.
It's a new day and age nowadays. I feel like, you know, you can get in a movie, get into a position just based off of a relationship that you got with people. Like, and I feel like that's the biggest thing.
Especially
and you were talking about, bro, it's like, I feel like it's just alignment. Being at the right place at the right time, like being asked the question, hey, bro, you want to be in this? Or, yo, let me hit up AD. Let me see if you want to be in this type shit.
And that's literally, like you said, you know, first God, and then for everything being aligned. So like how I got the role with Lil Dicky, you know, Wiz Khalifa, that's one of my good friends. And you know that song, that's like, baby, come give me something. Right, that song. So he was shooting a video for that song, and he told me, he was like, hey, come to the video shoot. So if you watch the video, I'm in the video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just over there chilling. And I meet Lil Dicky at the video shoot. Juicy J introduced me to him. And like, when I meet him, I you know, I'm one of the people, I got bad memory. So like I meet somebody just out of sight, out of mind and shit like that. 2 years later, I randomly get a follow from Lil Dicky in a DM. And I was like, what the fuck? Now he popping. He got the shit with Chris came out, nigga, he booming, he got songs coming out. So I'm like, what the fuck, Lil Dicky? He following me and shit? So I'm like, all right, whatever. And he DM me and he like, hey, you available this day or something like that? I'm like, yeah, like for what? And he like, I got this TV show that I'm working on. Now, when I hear niggas talking about they got a show and shit, I'm used to niggas like, I got a pilot that I'm trying to push out there, and then hopefully somebody pick it up and shit. So I ain't thinking of it. Or it could be a Facebook show or something like that. I ain't thinking that it's something like big time. So he's like a lot of people that's going for this role, they don't like fit the part. He's like, I think you'd be good for it. I was like, all right, whatever. Like, nigga, no acting skills, nothing. Send me the address. I go. When I get there, I'm like, nigga, they're like, oh, you can go to your trailer. I'm like, go to my trailer.
They
They
didn't even tell you what you was gonna play.
No.
They said, yo, just pull up. We got a character for you, bro.
Wow.
But to be fair, it's like, nigga, the role is like a nigga from LA pressing some shit.
Yeah.
So all right, nigga, I live that my whole life. So it's, you know, I do that in my sleep. But when they tell me to go to my trailer, I'm like, go to my trailer. So I go in the trailer with my name on it, and I'm looking. I'm like, what the fuck
It's
is
your
this?
own shit.
It's my own trailer.
Yeah, that's lit as fuck.
You got snacks in there and shit?
Nigga, everything. So then I look at the paper, and the paper says FX Networks presents Dave.
Oh, that's big.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I see Scooter Braun and Kevin Hart name on the paper.
Yo.
So I'm like, oh, this some big shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, nigga, I had like a couple of like lines, but I was just like, man, listen, I'm just gonna do what I do. You feel me? Like y'all trying to write a LA nigga. I'm like, I'm just gonna be a LA nigga.
Yeah.
And I did my scene in the first one. They was like, oh, we fuck with it.
You went word for word, or was it more of you seen the line and you're like, all right, let me add my little.
Kind of let me do a little more
and
like
they was
that.
fucking with it.
But that's how I've been all my life.
Yeah.
Like when I got on Game Album, it was the same type of shit. People will say, here, we want you to do this. And I'll be like, you know what? Let me just try this. You know what I'm saying? Let me do a little something. And then it usually always works.
Yeah.
So then I'm sitting there just doing my lines and shit. And they're like, oh, they fucking with it. They call me back to do another episode. And that's kind of how I got into the podcast space. Cause like I just want to be a rapper, just rapper. That's all I want to do since I was a little kid. And I ended up going to the premiere of Dave. It was at a movie theater. And when we're in a movie theater, they got all these execs, all these TV people in there, all these artists and shit. And I'm sitting there, and I thought that I was on one of the episodes that they'll show 2 episodes. I thought I was on a different episode, so I wasn't gonna see me in there. But I'm just happy to be in the room. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I see myself on the big screen. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, I was like, oh shit, it's different. And see my name on the credits, and then right then and there, I was like, I could do way more than this.
I think one thing about that, bro, it wasn't even being in the show, it's just being in the proximity of everybody. I feel like, okay, you're from LA, right? Okay, you born and raised, grew up here.
It's
right?
crazy out here.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Not gonna lie.
And I would say your network is huge. Like with the amount of people that you know, I feel like, bro, like you just got crazy stories. Like
a million.
A million of them. So what I want to ask you, bro, is like, what's one of the, like, besides like the show, the TV show, what's one thing to where it's like, okay, you were like, damn, bro, I can't believe this is actually happening. Whether it's meeting somebody, whether it's a
that's kind of hard because, bro, like when you go into Hollywood and you go into clubs, you're gonna see everybody that you fucking like all the time, and then they'll end up being your friends and shit, you know. But I mean, I could just say one. It was actually the day I met Wiz. Like the day I met Wiz, nigga, I just randomly went to the bowling alley.
Is it that bowling alley I be popping that everybody goes to?
That's everybody go to, yeah. So nigga, I go to Pins with OT, like that's what we used to do. Like Wednesday, it was like it was a hot spot.
Yeah.
It was a super hot spot. Every Wednesday, everybody going to Pins. And I just go to Pins, and then, you know, OT knew Wiz. He went and chopped it up, and I'm like, hey, how you doing, mate? He like, yeah, I know you is. Like, I like the little album that you got with the shit on there. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of experiences like that, it be people, bro, they know who you are, but they won't like reach out to you or like say certain shit. So like you'll be surprised who's like fucking with you on the low and shit like that. And that's one of my closest friends today. And I have like a lot of homies like that in the industry where it was just like, just randomly see them somewhere. They're like, oh yeah, I fuck with you. I'm like, how the fuck you fuck with me? Like, like nigga, I don't know how you watching me, but hey, it is what it is.
Nah, Jordan was talking about, he's like, yo, bro, we gonna have AD pull it for the podcast. And I'm like, AD, damn, bro, I know AD. Just from No Jumper, not just from No Jumper, but like back in the day, I was telling him, I said,
I got the juice.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
100%.
I used to listen to his shit. Back then, I was listening to like
That's what made me get the feature.
AD,
real shit.
Like YG, all them. So
Speaking of that, I got the juice song. I know like a lot of people talk about when you go viral for something and it goes so crazy that it's hard to top that and continue.
100%.
How did you do that? What was your like plan to keep shit going to a...
See, and this is the thing. Even that record, like, I didn't try to, I wasn't even gonna put that record out.
Yeah.
Cause I come from like battle rap roots. You feel me? Like in high school, I was just battle rapping. I always wanted to like write the best bars. Like I'll wake up in the morning, write on the paper, just bars, just different lines, and I'll fill them in later. So something like that was completely watered down for me. But people always told me, they're like, yeah, you can rap. But like, nigga, you ain't got no swag when you rap, nigga, you just rapping. And I'm like, nigga, like, nah, nigga, I'm like, I got bars though. You feel me? They're like, no, fuck the bars. You gotta try to simplify this shit. So I was like, you know what? I started putting out mixtape after mixtape. I put out probably 4 or 5 mixtapes, and I wasn't really getting like no response. And I'm sitting there like, nigga, I'm the hardest nigga ever. Like, I can't believe this. They're not feeling this shit. And I'm sitting there looking at it like, I'm like, okay, but I'm making things that I think people will want to fuck with. Instead of, I was like, you know what? Let me just make some shit that I think is cool. Yeah. And that I just, just come off the top and, just be natural with it. And I got that beat. I had that beat, and shout out to Ace Boy Pun. If you ever see my shit, you see Pun.
I know you're real close with Pun.
That's my manager, but that's also my partner. So at the time, he got all these Grammy Award producers and platinum plaques and shit like that. I asked him for some beats, and I didn't even have a name like that. He gave me that beat, and I had that beat for like 4 to 5 months. It just like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, this beat hard. Like, but I didn't know what to do with it. And then one day I just got drunk as fuck. Like I used to just get slammed, and I went in and I did that shit. And I was like, all right. I said, it sounded like it could be something. I took it to all the radio DJs. They was like, this ain't the one.
It was done.
They was like,
no, they were saying this ain't the one.
This ain't the one.
But I'm saying it was done.
It was done. It was completed. They was like, this ain't the one. And I had a song with OT on the same album, and they was like, we like this one better. So all the radio DJs picked something else, and I was just like, all right. So it kind of made me discouraged about it. And when it came time to put it on my mixtape, I was like, should I put this on the mixtape? I was like, I don't know if I should. Ended up doing that shit. And even like the song blowing up randomly, it ain't randomly, it's God, but randomly, how the stars align. OT comes out with Coco, it's booming. Yeah. Everybody on him. You feel me? The wave is going. He tells his brother, you know what I'm saying? TMZ had popped up on him. He tells his brother, like, hey, I'm about to turn the fuck up. He like, give me a song from AD's new mixtape. He could have chose anything. He like, that song. So that nigga played my song, and he took out like 300,000 or something like that, and was playing that shit in the car. He recorded, turning up to that shit, and posted it on his Instagram. For a long time, that was his most liked Instagram post. Damn, and this is when he's fresh, hot, steaming.
What year was this?
This is 2016?
Yeah, I think 2016.
Yeah, 2016. So when he does this, immediately everybody's like, what song is this? What song is this? Whose song is this? Whose song is this? Then TMZ picked the shit up, and they put that shit on fucking TMZ Live, and they playing this shit too. So everybody's like, whose song is this?
Yeah.
And now I got a song that start getting some legs and shit. So I'm like, all right, cool. Immediately, bro, I'm living in Compton with my daughter. You feel me? I ain't got no bread. Like, nigga, I'm out here trying to figure this shit out. Immediately, niggas start calling me like, hey, I got 1,000 for you to come do this. I got a couple thousand for. I'm like, oh shit.
So speaking of that,
real shit.
Bookings.
So
on the artist side, if y'all don't know what a writer is, it's basically like once you sign your contract on a booking, then you come with them and you're like, this is my writer. You don't provide this, I'm not showing up.
Real shit.
What does an AD writer look like when you get booked to the club?
Well, see, now they got to book me for different shit now. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
I ain't even worried about the writer now. Yeah, I got some other shit. Nah, but I mean, it used to be 3 or 4 tequilas, 1 Hennessy, a deli tray, water, and a couple of snacks and shit like that. But you can leave the alcohol away now.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire. So, talk about your kids. You got a couple. How
2
many
kids.
kids? Okay. How old are they? And
My son actually turns 4 on Tuesday. So if you see this, my son will be 4.
Fire.
So
happy birthday. Tell him happy birthday.
Yeah. So we just had we had like a little something for him yesterday and shit too. So yeah. My daughter at the house right now. She's 13. She'll be 14 this year.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Same birthday as me too.
So how is that? Because I got 2 daughters. I got a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. So coming to the teenage years, how is that shit? Because I know once it gets to the 13, 14, it's like,
especially with a
Dad,
daughter.
I don't give a fuck, dude. Like,
I mean, my daughter, like, I talk to my daughter like I would talk to the homies, but not. I still be a father, and I, you know, discipline and implement certain things and let her know certain shit ain't cool. But for the most part, I like to keep it real with her because I'm like, especially living out here, you got to be prepared for how this shit is. It ain't all Disneyland and fairy tales and shit like that. And the last thing I don't want is a nigga to try to play her out of anything. Yeah. So at least she could be like, hey, my daddy, my uncles, they didn't put me on game a lot too. Yeah. So, I just try to be a human and talk to her and let her know that she could trust me, whatever the situation
That's the main thing I feel like is trust with your daughter. Like, you don't want her to be hiding shit from you. You want her to be able to come and talk to you about certain shit. And I feel like that's the main thing that a dad wants with their daughter. I'm speaking from me. When they get older, I want to be able to have them come to me and talk to me about certain shit, not have to just go to mom for it.
It gets uncomfortable now, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, I'm already knowing, but hey, you would rather?
I need some more pads. I'm like, oh, and even like now, like she having her crushes and shit like that. So like now, first it was Drake. Now it's NBA YoungBoy. She love NBA YoungBoy now. She made a Cash App and it's some YoungBoy shit in there. I'm like, all right, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Let's talk about that real quick. Like, why? I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan of NBA YoungBoy, but I just don't see the hype of it. Like, what is his audience? Like, what's his audience?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a fan of YoungBoy.
Like,
I fuck with him.
Bro, that's crazy.
I just like his shit because I feel like it's turned up.
I think it's also because he's reckless.
He's unapologetic, man. He don't play by the industry rules at all.
Yeah.
Like, the success that he has, if he played by the industry rules, he'll probably be Drake level right now, bro, because with the type of influence he got. Mm-hmm. He don't give a fuck, man. He move with the beat of his own drum. He don't care. His music is dope, you know what I'm saying? Because especially when you get older, like I'm 33 now. When you get older, bro, you already know what it is. Nigga, you start hearing new music, you're like, nigga, that shit weird. Like, back in my day and shit like that, like, nah, like, you can look at YoungBoy, I'm like, okay, he's reminiscent of just good music. It's the same way I feel about Lil Uzi. You feel me? Like, that nigga's a good musician.
Yeah.
He dope. Like, so, he could connect with the younger audience and the older audience. So that's dope.
So Lil Uzi, I saw he just walked out with Philly yesterday. So with the Super Bowl, who are you going for?
Honestly,
I don't. You going for?
Hey, listen, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep it
Are you
real
gonna be out there?
I'm gonna come fuck. I'm probably gonna come out there and come fuck around for the parties and festivities.
Shit, let me know. I could probably get you booked.
Yeah, book. Yeah, give me a book. We get some money. You know what I'm saying? Make sure my rider right with the trades and shit. You know what I mean?
4 bottles of tequila.
Three skills, one hand.
Now you know what's crazy though is the NFL Super Bowl experience or whatever. They had reached out to book me for, and I was like. When you get a big opportunity like that, you really don't give a fuck about the money. It's like the exposure is gonna be there, like, and so they had hit me and was like, "Yo, what's his price?" And of course, it determines like, "Yo, you want a band provided? Do you want how long of a set you want?" And so they were telling me like numbers and stuff, and so we hit them back with what I wanted, and they were like, "This is what we're looking for local talent," because I'm out in Phoenix. And so at that point, I was just like, you know what? I talked to my manager. look, we need to just forget the money right now.
Knock it out.
We need to try and knock this out. But we just got an email from them today saying that they're gonna pass. So
I mean, shit, just getting reached out.
Getting reached out and getting recognized is cool. So
Fire.
when it comes down to the bookings, also, what has been like the biggest show that you have had? Like, it could be like a venue that you could even drive by in LA and you're like, I remember that fucking show.
I mean, honestly, like performing at the Forum, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And these are headlines?
no, I ain't even headlining. Somebody bringing me out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So have you ever headlined?
No, I've headlined all over everywhere. But as far as like I said, bro, right place, right time, and somebody like, hey, bro, I'm doing what's it called right now? Like, all right, cool, fucking.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and shout out to OT, because OT done brought me out so many places he ain't have to bring me out. You know what I'm saying? Let me get on stage and do my thing, you know. But Rolling Loud, I was on the bill for Rolling Loud 2019, so that was dope.
Yeah,
you know, I fuck the performance, just to see your name on the list for that shit, especially as an independent artist, like that was a big accomplishment.
That was the biggest crowd you ever been in front of?
Nah, it ain't been the biggest crowd. Cause mind you, I got so many friends.
Yeah,
I done seen some big crowds. Niggas like, hey, go get the mic. Go ahead, do your
what's
thing.
the biggest crowd?
The biggest crowd
With
probably was the Forum with OT. They brought them out. I want to say, was it 92.3? So you know how your radio station had the big concerts for the year?
Yeah.
It was one of those.
That's fire. So talk about going. You know what I'm saying? I heard that you started Twitch and you got this community clips.
Yeah,
I like that. That's fire. That's a catchy name. I heard that it was kind of tough for you at the beginning of starting Twitch. Can you talk a little bit about your experience starting and how you were able to make it so far?
I started Twitch 3 times, bro.
That's crazy.
3 times. So the first time my son was just born, you know, he just able to walk, and I had an apartment, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, you know, trying to figure shit out. So I'm at my apartment. I'm sitting there on my couch, you know what I'm saying? The background don't look like nothing. But I'm like, all right, I can get into video. I love video games. I'm getting video games and streaming. I keep hearing about Twitch. So I doing that shit. Then I'm having like 5 people watch me. Then I'm like, man, I might keep doing this shit. Like, nigga, I'm talking to myself at the end of the day. So I bought all the equipment, sold all the equipment. And, you know, once I got on right before I got on No Jumper, I was like, let's try it again. So I got a little more money now, and I got some shit shaking. So I'm like, all right, let me try it again. So I buy the equipment again, and, you know, we came up with this plan that we was going to have stripper poles, and we was going to have girls dancing in the background while you playing video games and doing this. I had a partner that was already partnered on Twitch. So, you know, he was getting a couple hundred people watching him. I'm like, nigga, that shit popping. So I'm like, if we team up, put our resources together, we can make this shit shake. Did that shit for like a month or 2. I'm like, we got 30, 40 people watching this. I'm like, all right, nigga, I'm selling the equipment again. You know what I mean? I'm like,
that's wild. So you sold it twice.
Sold it twice.
Damn.
I bought some of the same equipment like 6 or 7 times.
That's wild.
Crazy. Yeah, so, you know, if you see this, like, if it don't work the first time, man, it ain't nothing just to start that shit back up. So I ended up buying a crib. And when I got the crib, I was shopping for a 3-bedroom. But it ended up having a 4th bedroom. And so, you know, whenever you have a spot that don't have any windows, they can't say that that's an actual room. So, yeah, so when I get there, I'm thinking I'm about to go see a 3-bedroom. I'm like, all right, the first floor, I'm looking, there's a room in there. I'm like, what is this? They're like, oh, yeah, we can't say it is. And I looked in there, and I'm like, all right, since this is calling me right now, I can build this up and make this the Twitch room right here. First of all, it's away from all the other floors. You feel me? It's away from all the bedrooms. So I could be down there. I can yell. I can do whatever the fuck I want and wouldn't have to worry about that shit with my kids or anything like that. So I bought the equipment again, started putting the shit in the room, and the first time we streamed, I think I had like 150 people watching. And I was like, all right, we on to something now. So then me and my partner, we went to the whiteboard. We got a whiteboard.
And what was that?
We just hit our first year. December 2021.
Damn, so this is recent.
Yeah. So I think we started in November, and then we got the YouTube December. So it was only a year. So we started doing that shit. We had a whiteboard and we had a list, and I haven't even changed it because I like looking at him like, damn, look how far a nigga done came doing this shit. So all I wanted to do on the whiteboard, I just wanted to get partner on Twitch the whole year. I just wanted to get partner. And I was like, that was just the big goal.
That's like getting monetized, basically.
So
right?
so when you you can start monetizing when you become an affiliate.
Okay.
So when you become an affiliate, you can start making money for it. Partner is when you get the little, you get verified.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get other little perks and shit like that too. Like,
What comes with the partner?
you can get like front page access. You get a rep. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other tools that can help you succeed on the platform.
You know what's crazy is they just ran into Kai Cenat at
Oh, for real?
at a
Yeah.
steakhouse.
That's fire.
Like 2 nights ago.
We sent him a 1942 because we like, you know what I'm saying? We
Niggas
don't.
is smart. You
Yeah.
like, come to the podcast. I like that.
We sent him a 1942.
Nah, because we was thinking about it. We were like, we don't want to walk up to him and be like, oh, we fanboying, and stuff
Nah,
like
weird.
that. So what we did was we told our waiter, we were like, yo, can we order a 42 bottle to that table and just put on a note like, yo, congratulations on your success, a whole bunch of stuff like that. From Talk That Talk podcast. Boom, sent it over there, and then
we chopped it up.
he just chopped it up on the way out. He had pulled up on us, and it was just like that. Like I said, it's just one conversation. You just need one conversation. He was like, "Damn, bro, when y'all sent the 42 bottle, I looked up YouTube. Now he remembers face. Now it's like you link up again. Boom. It's just
like you were talking about with Lil Dicky.
Yeah.
Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? You never know. I feel like LA. What's the importance of putting yourself in certain rooms and
But before going that, I want to continue about Twitch.
Oh, all right, yeah, let's go. I said, look, I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? We about to do it. Hey, no, but so with Twitch, you get all that stuff. So I became partner. We started doing that in November. I became partner in April. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, we did that. Now, the crazy thing is, I didn't even have no thoughts of going to YouTube. One of our moderators, you know what I'm saying, he ended up making the Clips channel. Fire. Yeah, and he started putting the shit on there, and we started getting traction. I'm like, what the fuck?
So basically, you stream on Twitch, and then the good shit, you just
chop it up and
put it on YouTube.
Does he still work with you?
Oh yeah, my moderator to this day.
Right.
Now he on payroll.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
how important is that resurfacing your content to YouTube?
Bro, it's the most important. If you can, the big dogs, this is what they do. You get a piece of content, because some people don't like long format.
Facts.
Yeah.
So if we talk, even like right now, if we're talking about 10, 15 different things, you could chop that up into 10, 15 different segments.
Different title.
Yep. And put that out there. Let it hit on that platform. You can put it on Instagram. It can hit the reels. You feel me? Hit on the reels. Hit on Instagram. Put it on Facebook. Same content. Hit on Facebook, Snapchat. So it's all these different. And then too, you could take the audio of that shit and put it on Spotify and put it on Apple Music as well too. So your same content is getting resurfaced like 5 to 6 times. That's 5 or 6 different paychecks now.
Yeah, that's I feel
Something's
like
gonna
that's
hit.
yeah, that's how
And
I feel
then
like
one
what
of
we
them
need
might
to
hit bigger than the other, and you like, oh shit, I didn't even fucking know.
do you recommend, like, let's just say we have a YouTube, it's called Talk That Talk. Now with these clips, do you recommend to put them in the same the same YouTube, or make a different YouTube for it? Like,
it's all about how you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's all about, I feel like, me personally, I would leave everything on the same page if I'm still building my shit and still growing. It don't make sense to throw people over here, when you could put everything, compress it into one and have just a powerhouse of shit. Because even like on my own channel now, I'm going back to the gaming. So when I started on Twitch, I wanted to play video games, and people were like, we don't want to hear about no video games. Like, we want to just hear you talk about this and certain shit. So I'm like, all right, fuck it.
that's crazy. That's how Twitch started out too.
Video games.
It was the games. Everyone started with the games, and then it turned into like
Just talking on
a
that.
couple hours of podcast and shit. You know what I'm saying?
And from there, I got a deal. I got my first deal, so I got a deal with Caffeine right now. So yeah, Caffeine, I do this. Caffeine is an app. It's real known for like battle rapping, comedy and shit too. So I appeared on a couple of shows called Roast Me. Shout out to the All Dev Digital and their team. So I always wanted to be on Roast Me.
Roast Me is that shit.
Yeah.
Their thumbnails are like a bunch of, it's like fire, and it's all those dudes in the classroom.
Yep.
In the classroom.
Oh, that shit's fire.
We gotta watch that.
I be
watch this shit all the
I'd be
time.
scared as fuck going in there, bro.
Well,
I'm like, what do they got?
So after COVID, you feel me? I seen that they was bringing that shit back up last year. So I'm like, all right, shit. I'm telling my partner. He like, oh. I said, man, I can hang with them niggas, do that shit. He like, you can't do it.
Yeah.
I was like, nigga, reach out. So I know he reached out, and I wrote on their page like, man, tap me in, whatever. So then they reached out to me, and then I started filming. I think I did 4 episodes of the last season. So I started doing that shit, and I was like, all right, cool. They're backed by Caffeine. So I started going over there, and then everybody that was there, shout out to all the comedians over there, Craig Smith, Doughboy, Ken Marshall, shout out to Ken Marshall, because he the one that got me in the building anyway. So everybody started having their own shows with Caffeine, and I started coming on their sub shows. You know what I mean? And then Caffeine reached out like, hey, what's up with a deal with you? And they gave me a life-changing deal.
That's fine.
So, yeah, so I stream Caffeine on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Yeah, man, make sure you go get the
what's your schedule?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
You sound like
we just started following each other
though.
again, and like I see your stories, and it seems like you're going live every day.
Well, we got a whole network now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Pun. We got Ace Boys Worldwide. We got Ladies Night. So Mondays is my shows. We have Community. Tuesdays is Ladies Night. Shout out to Illa and Barbie. Wednesdays is on Caffeine. Thursdays on Caffeine Community. And Friday we have Ace Boys Worldwide.
And you're not
Saturday,
streaming every single day?
Fred, huh?
Saturdays and Sundays you're off.
The weekends is just strictly for my kids.
You're not.
That's all I do.
It's not you streaming every single day.
Yeah, I stream almost every day.
Oh.
And how long are your streams normally?
So usually Caffeine about 2 hours. I try to leave everything 2 hours, but like I'll give you an example. Mondays in the mornings I go to No Jumper. I'll do the No Jumper news. On top of doing other shit. Tuesdays I do the No Jumper show, and then Wednesdays I do my show at the end of the day on No Jumper. And we also have also have a food show on there called We Hungry.
With Duno.
With Duno, yep.
So he was actually supposed to be on the show.
Yeah, Duno?
I
you
have
gotta fuck with
him.
Duno.
Nah, bro, I messaged him.
He said, nah. We gonna get the homie do the shit.
Yeah, we gotta get him on, but I messaged him and he said that he was down, but I mean, you know how niggas be. They're busy and stuff like that, so sometimes they can be getting lost in the inbox.
Duno too. He got that.
I know he be busy.
He got Cheese Made with Duno. He got the Brown Bag Pod at the end of the day. So like, you know, we really prioritize like getting this content out there.
Yeah, Hands is in a lot of bags. With No Jumper though, what would you say your schedule's every Monday? You say you go.
You said Monday,
Hell
Tuesdays.
no, Monday through
Tuesday.
Thursday, I'm in there.
In there, No Jumper.
I'm in the building.
So how often do y'all shoot?
They shoot every day. So yeah, Monday through Thursday I film. So I do news, the No Jumper show. At the end of the day, We Hungry. Sometimes we have other vlogs that we do. So there's a lot of shit to come out of there. As soon as I leave there, I'll probably have an hour or two to do something else, and then I go right back to filming my shit.
That's non-stop, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
How do you have like the motivation to do that shit?
For one, nigga, this motherfucking check. Yeah. But no, but for two, you know, like we have a responsibility now and people looking up to us and shit like that. And it's like, nigga, we opening the door for more people to do this shit, bro. And it's like, with that responsibility, man, it's like, man, you got to go hard. Mm-hmm. It's just like anything you do in life. Like I can honestly say, you know, as a rapper, even though I'm not done being a rapper, but I didn't put my all into it like I know I should have. Mm-hmm. So anything I do going forward, it has to be 100%. You got to make them sacrifices. You can't you could be mediocre, but you're going to get mediocre results.
Facts.
So even like now, I'm jumping back into the music scene this Friday. I got a song coming out with Kalen For Real. Shout out to my brother, you know what I'm saying? Produced by Krishan, the whole Hitmaker camp, Hitmaker sound, it's some maker sounds and shit like that, bro. Like when I'm coming back into the music space, it's full-fledged.
So by the time this comes out, go and stream that song. It'll be
Still
in the
learning.
description box below. But as you're saying, open up the doors, I noticed that like there wasn't really different personalities interviewing people on No Jumper before you came on. I feel like you have started kind of a little wave with No Jumper. Like, were you one of the first like people that Adam was like, yo, I want you to start interviewing people with me, or I want you to start taking over and like doing interviews without me on the show?
Well, I was an experiment. You feel me?
Yeah.
See, the whole thing with me and No Jumper, I will assist with interviews, but I always tell people like I don't do interviews. You feel me? Like, nigga, I think I'm doper than a lot of you niggas that want to come sit down and talk. Yeah. No disrespect. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah, I want to sit there and ask about your fucking day and what the fuck you had going on and shit too. So I just started doing shit my way, like just how we talking right now, having a regular conversation and shit. Like, let's chop the shit and let's do that shit. And you know, they gave me a show, ended up working for me. Hey, they started, we could do more shows. So now that was the blueprint.
How would you feel about your opinion on Sharp? I know
Sharp is my boy.
Blowing up right now with the No Jumper going
100%.
crazy. It's a Sharp Tank.
Sharp Tank.
I had actually seen him on, what's
Soft
that one
White
show?
Underbelly.
Soft White Underbelly. I used to watch all that shit. They got some crazy shit on there. But I seen him on there like 2-3 years ago and then seen him pop up on No Jumper. I thought that was dope. How's your relationship with Sharp and like, what could you say about him as a person behind the scenes compared to on camera?
Bro, Sharp he's just real, bro. The same way you see him on camera is the same way he is in person and shit.
Yeah.
He moved differently. He moved at the beat of his own drum. And like, even though he's part of No Jumper, like nigga, he lives in a whole nother place. So he flies out here, bro. He takes it 100% serious. When he first came in the room, I'm like, bro, this nigga will act like he in game day. You feel me? Like he'll have like his clothes like his jersey, and he'll walk into the office.
He has on a hanger,
bro. He has it, but like I'm like, this nigga taking this shit super serious. Like you gotta respect it though. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So he'll walk in, and I'm like he about to go to war or to battle, or he got to win the game. So he kind of motivated me. I'm like, nigga, we gotta be on some shit like that.
Yeah.
Facts. They always be making fun of me because I fly every week, bro. I fly every week, so like
he be on the move.
We schedule the podcast the day I come back. So like I'll be like, okay, I'll come back Tuesday. All right, let's shoot Tuesday night. So I'll fly in. I still got my neck pillow on. I'll pull up to the podcast. I think it was like the last 4 or 5 times that we shot. I'll just be like, and they're like, bro, why are you always on the flight? I'll be like, bro, I schedule just to come back for the podcast.
Yeah.
Like I just love meeting new people. I feel like with the podcast, like one thing that I've realized is that you get to meet so many people. Depending on how your podcast is doing, you get to meet so many people. You get to create relationships with them. You get to, grow your network. And I just feel like that is the best thing about it, bro. Like, yeah, you can have a good conversation. Yeah, your shit could blow up. But at the end of the day, I can go to Cali. I can go to Florida. I can go anywhere in the world. And there's going to be one person that knows me from just doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like, just you diversing in so many different bags, bro. It's like, bro, I already know your network is huge. Like we were talking about, your network is huge. And I know wherever you go, you're good. So
100%.
I mean that's dope. But let me ask you this. I want to talk about. I'm big on like mental health. We talk about mental health all the time. So what is your tell me your side of that? How you feel about that?
I used to have bad anxiety, bro. Mm-hmm. So just living in Compton, bro, like growing up as young men, especially young black men, like, bro, they tell you anything happen, just get over it, put your chin up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that mental health wasn't really a thing, like it is now. If you ever tripping, they'll say, "Oh, you're crazy."
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. You're being soft.
You're being soft. You're crazy. Like you're emotional. You're losing your mind. It's like, yeah, like nigga, once you get numb to like seeing certain shit and doing that, nigga, that's not healthy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay to go get help. Yeah. And having, bro, when I used to have bad anxiety, bro, my panic attacks was terrible. Yeah. I'm thinking like, what the fuck is going on with me, bro? It fucked up dating life for a nigga. You feel me? It fucked up just networking in general because, when it's real bad, you only feel comfortable at home. Mm-hmm. You don't want to go nowhere. You know what I mean? So recently I had a health scare about almost 2 years ago now. You feel me? The doctor said I was almost stroke level. My blood pressure was almost stroke level. And then they told me I had to stop drinking, like just slow it down. And then I went cold turkey. And when I went cold turkey, I had nigga sweats all day, nigga. I had insomnia, nigga. I'm up for 2 to 3 days. Like mentally, I was fucked up. I had to learn how to drive again. You know what I mean? And I tell people I found this app all the time. It's called Dare. I found this app and I just started doing the fucking courses of that shit, bro. And like literally just got myself out of that.
And it helps with like anxiety.
All that anxiety, panic attacks, nigga, depression, everything. So I literally learned that, and I figured out why I used to drink so heavy. I drink so heavy because, nigga, I wasn't used to dealing with problems without, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Something happened, I don't face it. I just run to the motherfucking bottle. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I get used to just doing all of this shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's for you.
Thank you. See, I got my winery. You know what I mean? Wine. Yeah. No, but I got used to just running to it. You get in an argument with your girl. You get in an argument with your girl, you're like, I don't want to hear this shit. Let me go sit. Yeah. Or let me go to the club, take my mind off of shit. And what ended up happening is, nigga, you just putting a Band-Aid on shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All that shit. And once you stop the alcohol, stop the substance, nigga, all that shit come to a surface. Yeah. And it's like, damn, that shit hit you 50 times harder. Fact. So I just had to learn how to like deal with it, face my shit. And it's like now, like, nigga, I got my health under control. And even now, I sip my wine, nigga, I'm good, but I'm not abusing this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I do this one little something, little here and there, and I keep shit pushing. But
Were you drinking every day?
the thing is, I wasn't even drinking every day. I'm a social drinker, right? So people like, no, that's still drinking every day. Every time I went out, which was 5-6 times a week, I drank. You feel me? And not only did I drink, I used to drink hard as a motherfucker. I'm doing 20 shots a night type shit. I go hard.
Damn.
Are you
Nigga, I
still
go hard.
You still in the right state of mind after 20 shots, or you kind of like?
I wouldn't even do
up?
20 shots no more though.
Yeah. Nope.
Wouldn't even do it. You know, for one, you're not at your best at your game and shit like that.
Yeah.
And
Your
I got
awareness ain't there.
I got people counting on me too. I seen how I used to look on camera, bro. I used to come in no jumper, bro, drunk as fuck. And I seen the difference. I wasn't able to articulate myself the right way. I would get more emotional. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not being at the best of my game. So like, nah, cut that shit.
I feel like that mental health thing is serious. Like, I don't know. I haven't told a lot of people this, but I went to therapy. Right? I went to therapy, and you know, like when you tell people you go to therapy, they're like, oh, you being a bitch, or like,
You a
oh, you
weirdo.
saw. Yeah. I went to therapy for 2 months, bro. I think it was the best thing ever. Like,
I
it
didn't
was.
even know that.
Yeah, I didn't, bro. I haven't told a lot of. I ain't told a lot of people. So like, I went to therapy. I was just dealing with, you know, emotional shit. I was dealing with, you know, mental shit, shit in business and everything like that. And when I had went, bro, I just needed somebody with an unbiased opinion, because everyone I was talking to, biased. You know, no matter what you're doing in life, they're going to have their own opinion on it. So when you're talking to the therapist and you're saying everything that's going on, obviously they're skilled to tell you. Yeah, they're not going to judge you. They don't give a fuck who you are. They're going to give you the real. And then when I did that, it was just like, bro, I am the most happiest person ever. Mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, like everything is moving in the right direction right now. And I feel like nothing can stop me right now. You know what I'm saying? And I feel great, bro. Like, I haven't dealt with depression in forever. I haven't dealt with anxiety. I haven't dealt with fucking, you know, just anything, bro. Like even I haven't even been stressed lately. So like you know what I'm saying?
Like the therapy is definitely important.
I feel
Whether
like
it's on an app or in person.
I did my shit on an app too. My shit was on the app. It was we did Zoom calls and stuff.
Did you get better help?
Ah, damn.
Better help.
That need to be one of y'all sponsors, man. Holla at them. You know what I'm saying? Holla at the homies.
I'm about to look at it.
While
right
you look
here.
for that,
But yeah, I did. It's called Better Some.
Told you probably better help.
yeah. So
Yeah,
when it comes down to relationships and friendships and stuff, I was watching an interview on you, and you were saying before you were like popping your Joe Moses, you at one point you were his hype man.
Yeah.
Like, and so I feel like a lot of that, and that goes with just not even just like friends that are artists and you're supporting them and stuff. That goes with any type of business venture that your friend is having. Are you the type of dude that's like supporting no matter you're up, you're down, your friend is popping?
That's how. And see, I didn't. Let me be correct. I wasn't calling myself a hype man. My brother needed me at the time, and I was willing to do whatever role to help him shine. So you know, he was just like, "Hey, look." I knew he had an opportunity to make it in the industry. I seen the window. So at this time, I'm like, listen, I ain't about myself right now. My shit gonna come afterwards.
Facts.
So whatever you need me to do, business-wise, I'm gonna be right there to help you. So I started grabbing that mic. I started hyping him up. You feel me? When a homie needed me to drive somewhere, I take him somewhere. Like, that's the type of role I am.
When was that?
Probably 2013, 2014.
That's the type of shit though,
been in the
like
game
as an
for
artist, that's
forever.
the type of shit that your friends are going to remember. Like, and even you, like your friends that have been helping you since you started music, and the people that have stuck around and like have told you, no, this record is not it. Yeah, this record is it. And they're still around. You're like, okay, yeah. When I do go on tour, you're gonna be the first one I want to go with me. Yeah, when I'm up, you're gonna be the first one that I'm thinking about. So I feel like that's a big thing.
I think we were talking about it yesterday. We were just like, you know, people always try to do something in return of, you know, oh, if you blow up this. I feel like if you just do it out of love, like, you know.
Good karma.
Yeah.
Be a real nigga, man.
Yeah, I said it yesterday. I said, yo, the happiest people on earth, it's not how much you have, it's how much you give. So it's like I love giving. I love giving it.
Me too. It feels good.
Yeah, it just feels good. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I respect that. You're not even expecting anything in return and just doing it out of the love. That's real for sure.
What's the craziest or what's the weirdest experience you didn't have with a celebrity?
And you don't got to name
Before.
drop.
You don't got nothing.
You said the weirdest?
The weirdest, like maybe it just threw you off. You was just like,
oh, I was about to punch on a gang of niggas. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. You know, motherfuckers be thinking like, niggas be thinking like, oh yeah, niggas doing this shit and cool. Y'all niggas cool industry. Like, nah, nigga. I'm from Compton, California. I'm really one of them guys. Like, nigga, don't get this shit fucked up.
Yeah, how was it over there? How is it over there? Like
growing up in
Compton?
Yeah.
I mean,
especially it's a lot different back then than how it is now, I'm pretty sure.
no, like the thing is like I love my city to death. Even though like, you know, it's like any ghetto. Like you grow up and I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like my grandmother, she used to work for the school district. So when I lived with my granny almost my whole life, when I was inside of that house, my grandma tried to teach me to have compassion for people. She tried to teach me to do good, you know, and everything. And as soon as you walk outside, nigga, you gotta be on that timing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless if you affiliate yourself with anything, you have to be equipped to deal with that shit. You walking home, niggas trying to put you on. You know what I'm saying? You go to a certain store or you live over there, all right, nigga, we gonna whoop your ass, rob you, do all type of shit. So you gotta learn to adapt to your environment. And I think learning to adapt to that environment made it super easy for me to get into this industry and deal with certain type of shit. Because it's the same type of game at the end of the day. You're going to have your snakes. You're going to have the people that's going to try to derail you. You're going to have these people that are going to try to take advantage of you. You're going to have these people that's going to try to take money from you. It's all type of shit. So you got to know how to deal with that shit.
Yeah, be cutthroat for sure.
So yeah.
When it's time to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let a nigga know you ain't playing with him at any given moment.
Facts.
Yeah.
I definitely think,
don't play. Nah, nigga, look. Nigga, we can smile. We can be cool, nigga. Joke and do all that. You cross that line, nigga, all right, you gonna feel it.
Yeah.
No, that's a big thing. I think, especially with your kids also, like, I don't know, don't say where you live or whatever, but I'm pretty sure you got out the hood.
Of course.
And so.
Never going back.
I feel like that's a big thing, like being able to raise your kids in a different environment and not have to worry about every time they step out the house, like as you said, when you're walking home from school, some at any given moment. But I mean, it happens anywhere also, but
you still got to deal with it, though.
Street smarts too.
Let me tell you, like, I'm gonna give you an example, bro. So my daughter, and this was like 2 years back, like one of my daughter's TAs was telling my daughter, like, oh, you know your dad's a gangster, and she's like, what?
Yeah.
So I'm like, she told me that one day. I went to pick her up after school program. She was like, Dad, what's it called? Said you're a gang member. I was like, what the hell? This is they telling you in your school. So it's like you can't.
Wait, did you pull up on her?
The people?
I would have pulled up. Hey, what are you telling my daughter?
What I'm gonna say? You're lying. You're gonna have to chunk that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck? No.
So did you grow up where you kind of, how they say, like, you know how you're born into a family of Crips? Were you already born into a family of Crips?
My daddy whole side was from LA. So when you from Compton, we don't consider ourselves from LA.
Yeah.
When people say, "Oh, you from LA?" Like, nah, nigga, we from Compton. Shout out to O3 Greedo. You know what I'm saying? My brother, he just got released.
Get out?
Yeah, I just saw that shit. That's crazy.
But he just put up a tweet or an Instagram post that said, "Nigga, I'm not from LA. I'm from Watts, California." Yeah. So it's like that's the type of, you know, that's how we are with our cities. So if you from Long Beach, you don't say you from LA. So just growing up in Compton, man, is having that pride and shit, bro. It's a different type of mentality. You know what I mean? Like when you moving and shit too. So yeah, my daddy and them, we was like, oh, my daddy and them was from LA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They was doing their thing. My uncles, everybody was 39th Street and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. You feel me? King Boulevard. And I grew up where I'm from. I grew up in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? So all my friends and everything, I watched everybody convert over to the street life and shit like that. Like, shit crazy, man.
How old were you when you first got into being really affiliated?
I would say like 8th grade.
And you got jumped? Did you get jumped in like?
I got everything.
Straight like alleyway.
I had to be in everything. You know what I'm saying?
So how do you choose? Like, cause I know it gets really political when it comes down to, you know, you got Grape Street, you got Grape Street.
See,
you
that's
got
Schoolyard. They ain't none of our schoolyard. Yeah. All that is like different from where we come from.
So what?
You don't run into niggas like that unless you go to like, at the time, like the mall.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, you wouldn't. It wasn't until like music started being prominent for us in LA, as far as young kids and shit, that we started, you know, meeting people from other sides and shit like that, and joining forces and making our, you know, cliques and shit.
Mm-hmm. Is it hard to is there like certain cliques that you like even if you fuck with somebody, if they are repping something else, is it like hard to fuck with them, or do you kind of y'all just put your differences aside and you still?
You got, like I said earlier, you got to be an example. You got to be your own man at the end of the day. And no, like what I used to think is cool back then, I don't think it's cool now.
Yeah.
The gang banging shit, that's just a trap. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't cool. Like motherfuckers like to glorify that shit. Ain't nothing to glorify. Yeah. You're gonna lose a lot of people. You might lose your own life. You might, you know what I'm saying? You're going to lose people to the system and shit. Like, ain't nothing cool about that shit.
You think it was worse back then or it's worse now?
It could be both, though, because I feel like when I was coming up, we had respect for, like, the OGs and shit like that. It was some type of order. And the niggas coming up now ain't got no respect for nobody. They just doing their own thing. So you can look at it from both ways. But, you know, like, I like to be a light in this shit now and show people like, look, you could come from where this is. You could be part of that. But I don't let that define me. That's the last thing you think about when you think about AD now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm not even pushing that out there to people. I'm still with the business. Yeah. My niggas will still pull up and you know what I'm saying? If I get mad, I'm going to still twist my shit up and get on you. But I'm not pushing that to the forefront. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to see nobody being influenced by me negatively. I want everybody to win. I want people to see me get motivated, do what you got to do, and push the right way instead of the other shit. I don't want to see no moms go to no funerals and shit.
So over the last like 2-3 years, do you feel like LA as a whole has gotten more reckless and it showed it? I feel like celebrities are afraid to come to LA now. Not afraid, but
they should be.
I feel like it wasn't like that before.
It's always been like that.
Yeah, you don't feel like it's worse now because like I feel like
it's just more vocal. Social media is putting pinpointing the shit now.
Social media is showing like there's a lot of artists or celebrities losing lives because of shit that's posted on social media and stuff. It wasn't like that back then. So I feel like that's it's making it, if anything, it's a little more dangerous, but
niggas been getting robbed out here though.
Yeah.
Bro, you know how many award shows we had out here? Why they not out here no more? Yeah. Because all the bullshit that happens.
Damn. I want to tell you about this one situation that happened. This is crazy. I'll sum it down, but because they've already heard it.
It's a perfect example of not understanding where you at.
So we're downtown. My manager at the time, he had a spot right there at the Circa, right across from the Staples Center.
Circa can get
so
you already said it wrong.
We're at the penthouse, whatever. It's BET weekend. Is it BET weekend?
It was BET weekend.
It was BET weekend. And we see a bunch of people just walking down by the Staples Center, eating at the spots and stuff. So we're like, yo, let's go down there, like, whatever. Like, and at this time, like, we don't got jewelry like that. Like, he had like a cool little chain,
like rope chains.
Cross. At the time, he has, mind you, we don't claim nothing or nothing. So he has red on, like he has a red hat to the back, like some red shoes. And some type of white and red shirt.
Right there.
It already sounds bad.
Me and my homie Dom, we're like, yo, I'm wearing black and white. Whenever I'm in LA, like even this right here, I know where I'm gonna be at. Cool, so I'm not, you know. And so we go down there, we're walking, and we turn the corner, and this dude's like, you see these two Mexican dudes, they're walking, and they look back at us, they're like, don't go that way. And I'm like, I look back at them, and I'm like, I look at my homie and Justice, and I'm like, yo. I believed him. Like, why the fuck are we walking this way? And they're like, you know,
this right there.
Who knows if they told us
about the Shake Shack and
who knows if they told us don't go that way to turn around and go and get trapped this way. So there's a lot of people, bro. And we turn the corner, and you just see a bunch of niggas just like skipping across. Like it's a big ass sidewalk, probably as wide as this.
All pro
and you just
clubs,
see them. They're all in white pro clubs,
Dickies.
like baggy jeans, high socks, and I'm like, all right, we turn around, we look like some bitches. And so we get out the way, like we move off to the side along the gate. Yo,
pressed up against the gate.
Justin's right here in front of me. I'm behind him, and then my homie's right behind me. And like I'm kind of making him walk a little faster. And one dude like they're just walking. It's just so effortlessly. One dude pushes him, and then the next dude behind him.
He didn't push me. He like walked. I'm trying not to look at them. You feel me? So I'm just looking straight.
Like, nigga,
I'm not trying to make
eye. He has these tattoos. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm minding my business, so I'm just looking straight. Whatever. Like
so I ain't gonna lie, the tattoo on your neck, I would think like you from somewhere.
Yeah, but I just love Nip. You feel me? So I'm walking. I'm just going straight, and all of a sudden I just feel like this, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I kind of like turn around, but I'm I'm not pressing nothing. You feel me? I'm just trying.
It's
to get
like
through.
25 of them, bro. Like no exaggeration.
And I get like, you know what I'm saying? I look back and I just keep going. And right as I look forward, it was like a little stocky ass dude just cocked back, just boom. And I was like, fuck, I ate that shit and just.
And he's like, at this point, he's like 50 pounds lighter than what he is now. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he ate.
Nothing about
I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting this nigga to drop. He ate the fuck out that punch. And like, at that
Took
point,
off running.
We didn't take off running. It was
It's time to
like
go.
It was
hey,
kinda
nah.
like
Hey, I told them.
I was like,
I pushed
yo,
this nigga in the
Leave us
back.
like this. Y'all get out of here.
Yeah.
I was not gonna be
Live
like,
to fight another
hey,
day.
I was not
You know
gonna
what
be
I'm
like, hey, what's up? Like, nah, bro.
man, keep
That's how you
pushing.
lose a life.
Listen, you already seen your mans get hit. You're like, nigga, time to get the fuck out of there.
But I think that was a perfect
Straight,
example
bruh.
for like, you know, people coming out here thinking shit sweet.
Being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, not understanding too. Like that's why, you know what I'm saying, I'm only
You lucky you
we're
didn't get killed.
Yeah, exactly. And so I feel like that really was an eye-opening experience as to, you know, at that time too, it was kind of getting glorified. Like, you know, that was like when YG and, you know, everybody like starting to claim certain shit on social media just being funny, and I was like, yeah, it's not a game, you feel me? So it's a perfect example. So it's crazy.
Yeah, see, when you come out here, man, especially if you got some money, get yourself some security, man.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to get some security, man, hey, have something on you, a buddy. You know, get my drift.
Buddy.
You know what
Nah,
I'm
I
saying?
definitely think, and what's crazy is that shit that happened downtown, like, it's 10 times worse in the hood. Mm-hmm. And so, especially like if you don't know where you're at.
Downtown is tricky though. Because downtown is like a mix of everybody. You don't know. And there's so many people that live in them buildings, you don't know who the fuck is down there.
Circus popping too.
Oh, man.
Oh, what?
That's what I say. As soon as I said circle, I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. But we always ask this question at the end of our episodes. We'll let Fads ask the question.
So for all the viewers out there, what's one thing that you would give? What's one piece of advice that you would give these viewers first starting out, whatever industry that they're in? Like, what's the most iconic shit that you ever heard that you can help somebody?
man, just listen. Have faith in God. Pray on it. Trust in your abilities too, and just know that, you know, don't listen to nobody. If it feels natural to you, if you feel like you should be doing it, just do it, man. That's your calling. Like, you know, God ain't gonna put it in you for no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It may sound weird though. You know what I mean? I remember I was like, I want to do movie reviews. Like, movie reviews, like, nigga, sounds good. Like, you feel me? Cooking show, nigga, you streets. Why you want to cook? I want to eat. I want to go different places. So, you know, whatever ideas that come in your mind, man, act on that shit. Don't be afraid. Don't listen to nobody. Don't be afraid to jump out there. You know what I mean? A lot of people may tell you it's trash, but when it works, they're gonna sit there and congratulate you. They're gonna sit there and they believed in it. You feel me? So, yeah, man, trust your abilities and do what you're supposed to do.
I feel like
that.
I fuck with that.
One of you niggas burnt.
That was me. It's that monster. That shit probably smell like Dave's hot chicken. I'm not
Nah, I
even
smell hot dog water. I said, yeah.
I'm over here trying to blow that shit that way too.
Nah, but
I was
hey,
like, damn, man. I'm trying to give some advice to the people. This nigga gonna do that to me.
hey, I definitely appreciate you.
Hey, that's a great way to end the podcast.
He was waiting for you to end your sentence. He was like, damn, hey, this nigga need to stop talking.
I'm like, God damn.
Hey, great
That's how you treat
podcast.
your guests. He's like, burp.
Hey, yo, man. Well, shit, we appreciate you for being on the
Yeah, man,
podcast.
stay over there, man.
We would love to have you back.
Anytime, bro. Niggas, let me know,
in a future
man.
episode. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to talk this way. But make sure y'all go ahead and check out his links in the description. Make sure y'all go follow him. Check out his new song. What's the song
It's called Still Learning, Kellen, for real. Come out. By the time you see this, it'll be out.
Fire. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anytime, man.